Y'all should tell me if I did it right. I'm trying to get back to the group because it kicked me out. Let's see if I can find it so I can see the questions if they come up. Holy crap. All right. So there it is. Okay. I can see it. Okay. Perfect. Phew. All right. So now I have both screens up. All is good. I wanted to do it through Zoom so that I could see questions if they came up. Dear Lord, but I also wanted my slides. So I am Sarah Torpy. Welcome to the conversation about, we're gonna work today on focus, on working with focus, but without all the drama and the guilt that we associate with that. It's really important to do. We're actually gonna steal a page from my dear Jen yesterday and borrow her thought model for a moment at the start. And then we're going to talk through the way that I think it makes sense to approach focus. So as you have questions, ask them. That's what I do. I am a business coach at Torpy Coaching. I work with women who own businesses of their own and they're trying to grow without making it super complicated. We take things one step at a time. We put order in the chaos and we stay focused. So that's why I'm here doing this. All right, so I am gonna pop up slides because I like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it, but we're gonna see. Advanced sharing options. Maybe it's not gonna work. Share screen. Oh wait, it is. Look at me. Um, Where is it though? Show all windows. Hold on. Aha, I found them. All right, so now you guys can see PowerPoint slides, right? Please tell me. Oh gosh, and now it's in big. I don't know. All right, well, it's gonna be big. I'll have to pop back and forth to see questions. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about permission, because the start of the process of focus, this is what I think of as like step 1A. And I think that for a reason. I think that one of the problems we all run into at this moment is that when we focus, when we don't stop and say, hey, it's okay for me to focus right now in the midst of all things going on, that's what's happening. So if we borrow from Jen yesterday, Jen went through 3 steps to change your thoughts around something. And the first is recognizing it. And one of the ways to start with focus is recognizing that you've told yourself a story that you can't focus right now. Okay. The truth is that we just have to choose how and where and what. And we're going to get to that. But it's really important that we start with permission and choosing a thought where we revise, right? She talked about revising yesterday. You have the thought that you can't focus. So then you choose a new one that it's okay for me to focus right now and I can get stuff done. I can do this. And then you're just going to keep at it. So once you have permission and you've given yourself a way to focus, the first thing to do is you've said, okay, I know that I can get focused. I can do this. The first step is what I think of as step F in the word focus, is to fill the page. I don't know about you. One of the things that happens to me is that my brain gets incredibly crowded. I have a lot of competing responsibilities. I think we're all in a different place right now. Me, I have a lot of things that are competing for my time. Other people are in really challenging job and health situations. Other people have, worries about work and income and new people in their houses or too much time on their hands. There's all kinds of situations, but that leads to a lot of stuff, different stuff rattling around in strange times of day. What's really useful to start a focus is to get rid of this onto paper. So sit down and give yourself a few minutes to actually spell it all out and just write it all down. it's okay to put it on paper. And it feels a lot better to sort of like shake the water and the crazy out of your ears and get it all down. It will serve you. So fill out a page, empty out all the thoughts. It's okay that there is no order to it. It is okay that they're written sideways in the margins and you have arrows in strange places. Draw the pictures, make them colorful. I don't care. Do what you need to do. Just get it out so it can stop rattling. And that's, it's fine. The next step is, for me, focus is one day at a time. Okay, so I do make a plan for my whole week, but I also choose one day, one focus. So step 2, is to choose a goal for your day, or depending on when you sort of shook the stuff out of your head, it's to stop and go, okay, what is the most important thing right now? And, the word focus means one thing. When we talk about like laser focused, you don't have a laser pointing in 60 directions. We're talking about one. And it is like, for most of us who multitask, the nightmare that is multitasking, this feels really hard. You go like, well, I can't have one goal. I have 7,000 things to do. That's the point. Okay. There is one overarching thing driving. It could be your work. It could be your whole day. That's fine. But just choose today. So right now, you might sit down and empty out your list and choose your one goal for tomorrow. That's fine. But pick one. And it's not like the one thing you want to accomplish. It's the bigger idea. Like today, my one goal was to really effectively communicate in all the different spots I'm in. And so all my things today are about communicating. Tomorrow it's going to be different. My goals fluctuate from day to day. The one for my day, not for my business, not for my quarterly goals, those kinds of things, but my focus from day to day is going to shift, and that's okay. Yours can too. The thing I like to remember is that in any one moment, you can only do one thing. Truly, it is not possible to do two things in the same moment. Hi, Gladys, I see you. It's nice to see you. Like, I can't tell this story and say hi to Gladys at the same time. But hi, Gladys. So you have to you choose what you do in those moments. Remember that you can't actually have two simultaneous thoughts. It's not how it works. But you can put order to it in your head. All right. Step 3, is to choose the actions and the steps. So what happened first is you set your goal. You said like, all right, this is what I'm going to try to get to today. This is my focus. And then you have to look at all the stuff you shuck out into your notebook. You put it all in there and you go, okay, what are the things that are on this list that actually relate to this goal? And it's not all of them. You can't do all the things all the time. And that is okay. You don't need to be She-Ra. I might be dating myself right there. Uh-oh. You can choose to do some things today that fit with your focus and not all the things. Sometimes we get more done when we do less. I know that I do. When I choose a focus and I'm really strategic with my thoughts and my time, I get more done. It's just the way it is. I get more done when my focus is not spread in a million directions. Okay? There's an extra credit step to step C. The extra credit step is to look at your day and figure out when you're going to do those actions. So for me, I think what I've been doing right now, and I have small kids at home, so I'm teaching second grade and kindergarten and college algebra and business and good God. What I have been doing is I sit down at night and I go through, and from 8 to 9, I do school with my kids. And then at 9, I have some time for me or for client meetings, and I write down what I'm going to do in those blocks based on the actions I've chosen for the day, for my steps. Everything gets slotted into a place. Does it always work? No. But at least I have a plan, right? With no plan, what are you going to do? things just go, pfft, okay? Better plan, all right? All right, so the next step is the one that you're gonna think is weird, but you have to do, all right? Have a little faith in me, okay? Step 4 is to understand your thoughts. So here's the thing. Focus breaks down when you make a plan and then you just decide to toss it. You know how this goes, right? You think like, I'm gonna sit down tonight, I'm gonna make myself my plan for tomorrow, and you get up tomorrow morning and you're just like, it's gonna be too hard, I'm not gonna do it. So what you need to do is take 2 minutes. This is a 2-minute step, but it makes all the difference. You set your goal, you chose your actions, you created a schedule. Sit down for 2 minutes in your thoughts and think, okay, what do I have to do tomorrow to really commit to this? What am I worried about is going to get in my way? How have I already talked myself out of things? Because you write down a schedule and you think like, that's never going to happen. I'm just going to write it down and it's not going to get done. That's not a helpful schedule. You need to understand where you're sabotaging yourself. We all do it. I do it. I write stuff down and think like, that's not going to happen. Good luck to me. But it's not useful for me to continually push things step to step to step, day to day to day. We often don't stick to the schedules we make. That is because we are skipping this step where you stop, you understand what the hurdles are, you say them out loud to yourself, and then you go like, okay, wait, I can overcome this. These are just thoughts in my head. I know that I can follow the schedule. I'm going to do this. And you commit. The commitment is what makes all the difference here. It has to happen. So if you are one of my friends that like writes the same list out today, and then tomorrow you go to make your list and you're like, oh, it's all the same stuff. I didn't do any of that stuff. I did a whole bunch of other stuff. I understand. I have done it. We have all done it. But the reason it's breaking is this right here. Okay? Because you're not pausing to know what you're thinking about and where you're breaking it down for yourself. There's a lot of, that's not going to happen. That's right. We all do it. This is how to stop it right here. You have to decide to commit. And it is sometimes that simple where you say to yourself, no. I'm not going to let this get away from me. I'm going to commit. That's it. It can be that easy. It's not always, but it can. Okay. And I live in a house full of, I feel like I'm at the circus lately, kids and people and webinars, and I don't even know. But when I commit to my schedule, I still get stuff done in spite of all the moving parts. And this is what you can do too. Okay. So the last step is the easy step. Okay. Ready? I'm not attacking you, Jessica. But you're feeding me comments and things to work on, so I appreciate it. All right, step 5 is start. Here's the thing. Having a plan is fantastic. Having a goal is great. Knowing what you're going to do is fabulous. If you don't do it, it was worthless. You have to step forward and go, okay, here's the things I had on my list. This is what I'm going to do with this schedule. Now is my 9 o'clock block to do this thing. I'm going to go do that. You can't then sit and think about whether or not it's the thing you should do with that time. It's not valuable. Thinking is a lot more work, honestly, than actually doing the thing. You control the spinning in circles. Okay, so from a work perspective, if you find that you're doing a lot of like, well, is that the right thing? Are these the right words? Can I do this way? Am I allowed to do this way? What if somebody else was doing it better? If you're doing all of that, stop. It's time to just do the thing. You just got to start. You might fail. You might fall on your face. I cannot tell you how many times I fall on my face a day. Sometimes literally, sometimes figuratively, but all day long. But it's because I do the things. And you know what? People are going to look at me sometimes and be like, oh God, her again. That's cool. Be tired of me, people. I'm good with it. Okay. And it could be that I taught middle school for a long time. And then once you teach middle school for a little while, you sort of get over like, people saying things like that to you, but you cannot spend all your time in the circle. You have to spend time actually trying it. You'll feel so much better, I promise. You'll do the thing and you'll think like, yes, I did it. It didn't go well, but I did it. That's how you build confidence. That's how you build a business. That's how you grow. You don't grow by thinking, you grow by doing. Okay, so that's my soapbox. So here's the thing. I was working on putting this together and I thought like, oh yes, so now we have focus, but what about the guilt? Because it's real, right? So there are times where you think like, oh, but if I choose to do that, I'm not choosing my kids, or I'm not choosing to do this part of my business, or I'm not choosing whatever. Here's the thing. When you choose to focus, what you're really doing is taking control of your time. Okay? You are taking control. When you choose your focus, what you actually do is get more done, and you create space for yourself to do the other things. Like I bucket my time, I block things out, and then I know at 3:30 today, I'm going to go outside and play with my kids because I've organized those things in that way. That's what I put in that 3:30 slot. You should see my book. Part of choosing your focus and working through this process allows you to be in control. And when you're in control, you made the choices. There's nothing to feel guilty about. It's not that simple. I know it's an oversimplification. Don't be mad at me. But control and choice is a big part of how you deal with guilt. If you're feeling bad, you can make a different choice. It's yours to make. Okay? All right. So from here, let's focus on getting productive. For me, productive means focused minus guilt. And you can't see that word under there, and I can't get to the little box to move it. It's a nice little math problem. Productive equals focused minus guilt. I like it. You don't realize that I'm a math teacher yet, then I haven't told you the whole story. Okay, so number one, here are the tips. There is no right way. Do you? There is no right way. Your version of focused and choice of what you're going to do with your time and your day and your business and your kids, yours. Mine, mine. Jen's, Jessica's. Do what you need to do. That is okay. That's part of what allows you to let go of the guilt and subtract it out of the equation. You don't have to do it my way. Do what you want. But keep your goals in mind. As long as you have your goal front and center and you're moving towards it, who cares how you get there? Get there. If you saw my intro the other day, you know how I feel about balance. I think it is a dangerous word. So in the world of balance, I think that you have to define the word balance for yourself. For me, in my head, it means that I am working and growing a business and also growing kids that are kind, and that I create space for myself, because otherwise I'm not a very nice person. If I don't do some exercise and go for a walk with the dog, maybe they don't want to be around me as much. So I should do those things. And I do, because that is my version of balance. Everybody's is different. Define it. I do a little mini meditation most mornings. Not today, but usually I'm pretty proud that I manage it. And the one I did yesterday was so funny as I was making the slides. It was that balance is a process, not a destination. Think of it like standing on one foot. When you stand on one foot, your foot, the muscles in your foot continually sort of wobble and readjust you and compensate and shift and your weight moves. That's what finding balance is. It's a continual micro readjustment and a change and a shift and a move and a go. It's not a destination. There's no island. I wish there was. Maybe they had margaritas. It'd be great. But there is no final destination here. Balance is yours. So define it for yourself. I know there's a lot of things going on right now. I know everybody's business is different. I know some people are feeling like there is a lot of opportunity, and some people are in really scary positions where you feel like things are in a really not awesome place. But I will tell you that in all the experiences I've had in life, it is always to your benefit and your credit to be open to possibility. Especially in business, you never know what's going to show up. Sometimes just when you least expect it. It is possible to grow in the midst of change. So if you are telling yourself that you are stuck, it's not true at all. You can grow right now. It might be growing in a different way than you expected. I had a client conversation this morning, and she's certainly growing in a different way than she expected, but it's super exciting. It's not what she would have thought a month ago, but it's going to be amazing. It is possible to grow in the midst of change. We just have to be a little more creative about it. The last thing is, I don't know if this is the last thing. I can't remember what the last thing is, but this is almost the last thing, I promise. It is okay to need help. Ask. You have a community here. You have a community in your family. You have a community on Facebook. You have a community in your neighborhood. Even though you can't talk to them, you can text people. I do. It is okay to say, this sucks, and I need to talk through it. It is okay to say, I want to grow as a business, and I'm not sure how. It is okay to come to Abby's session tomorrow, like what I'm going to do, and say, like, I make the same thing for dinner every night. And ask for help. That's totally my plan. It is okay to need help. Yes, we are strong. We are like women who really want to do big things. That does not mean that we can do it alone. It's just not. It's not okay. So you don't do it alone. You do it with your community. And if you need to find one, we're here. Like, I'm not going anywhere. I'm in my house from now until eternity. So tag me. I'm around. The last thing, and it's still sort of almost the last thing, but the most important thing is that in all of this, above all things, is grace and self-kindness. Having a plan is fantastic. Having a goal is great. Starting and taking those actions, super. But it's not always going to work, right? It's going to be like, if you bat 75%, fantastic, you're killing it. If 75% of the things go well, like, hey, like if I manage to check off 10 of the things on my list of 13 today, I'm going to do like a happy dance later and have an ice cream cone. And that's my win in life is an ice cream cone, if you know me at all. So that's like, I had a really good day. Do not waste your most precious resources, and they are your time and energy, beating yourself up. There is no room for being unkind to yourself. It's not growing. Okay? The way you are going to grow, the way you are going to stay focused is to go, that didn't go to plan, on to the next. That's how it works. Don't waste your energy on running around circles telling yourself you did a bad job, because you didn't. You did a great job. You learned something. And that's all that really matters in this game. Okay. So if I can help you at all in business, reach out. Come find me in Torpy Coaching. That is the Facebook page. I did this crazy thing. I launched a group. It opened yesterday. You should come. It's super fun. I'm kind of in love already. It's already filling with my very favorite people. And I'm going to teach in there, and we're going to talk about making business growth simple. That's what I do. And so that's what we're going to learn, and we're going to keep growing together. So I am so happy to have been able to do this with you today. I'm going to stop sharing my screen like a lunatic. I'm going to make that work better. I am so glad to have gotten to chat with you. If you have any questions, put them in. Oh, thank you, Jen. And I'm going to look at what Abby posted too. This is super fun. I'm looking forward to the rest of the week in this group. You should come see Abby tomorrow because she's going to solve our dinner issues. Man, she's got her hands full with me. And then on Thursday, Jessica is going to help us work through the crisis mind, our money, the money in a crisis mindset. Holy words. Both are going to be great. Friday, we're all going to get together and talk about what we learned and answer questions. So come and do that. And then we'll be here. So I am glad to have chatted with you. And if you're catching it on the replay, let us know, ask your questions, reach out directly. That's why we're here. Have a great day, guys.